Matatus run Mombasa, but these manic minibuses drive their owners crazy. There are parts to find, police to bribe, drivers to keep track of.
It's really difficult to work. Sometimes you don't sleep.
But one small device has brought order to the chaos.
A lot of big difference we have found since the mobile phone has come in Kenya. Before, when they have a breakdown problem and this, you never know where he is. Now it's easier. All kind of connections is much more easier.
Nearly 7 million Kenyans own a mobile phone. That's 1 in 3 of the adult population. Across Africa, there are 100 million, and the continent is the fastest growing mobile market in the world. Okay, so Kenya, like the rest of Africa, is going mobile phone crazy. So what? Well, some people think the technology could transform this continent, allowing it to skip an entire stage of the Industrial Revolution. I decided to make a journey through Kenya using the mobile network map as a guide to see the impact of new technology and contrast it with life in the villages it's yet to reach. I want to try and find a place where it actually drops out, where we go off the network and people are living without mobiles. Hard luck, said my driver, Daniel Wambugu. Kenya's 2 mobile networks have already got about 80% of the population covered. But he did suggest, at the very end of our journey, dropping down into the Rift Valley. So if we get down here, in the middle of nowhere, what will I find when I get there?
When you get here, there's no network.
Are there people though?
Yes, yeah, there are people, Maasai people.
Maasai people?
Maasai people living there.
So if I get there...
They are nomads.
They're nomads?
They are nomads, yeah.
So they're not likely to be on either Celtel or Safaricom, I would imagine?
No, no network.
For all its recent economic growth, Kenya is still riddled with poverty and corruption. There's a sleepy, post-colonial feel about Mombasa. It's the last place you'd expect to find the leading edge of innovation. But it is here. I've come to see the launch of a service that lets you send and receive cash using your mobile.
Select send money, and it asks me for your phone number. Let me send you 500 shillings.
It's good enough
that
for me.
should buy you some lunch. Then I press OK. It shows me that it's sending, and it's confirmed.
And it actually says 500 Kenyan shillings sent to you from Catherine. Once it's on the phone, you take it to a cashier, give them a PIN code and get your money. In a continent where bank accounts are scarce, the impact will be revolutionary, and not just there. I think it's tens of billions of dollars worth of money that's sent by people who've migrated to countries like America and the UK could soon be being sent
through M-Pesa.
These. How long, Catherine, until I can get on a Mombasa Mutatu and pay with my mobile?
We are launching early this year.
Really?
Early this year,
that was a trick question. Really?
We're launching early this year, yes.
You're going to be able to pay on a Mutatu
with
one of these?
I'll just pay him 50 shillings from my M-Pesa phone. I send money and he'll be able to receive the M-Pesa value on his phone.
It's just absolutely mind-blowing, the implications of it. Implication 1, within months, huge volumes of cash will be flying around Africa that were not before. Implication 2, we'll all soon be using our phones as wallets, and it's been pioneered in Africa. 500 Kenyan shillings, thanks a lot, bye-bye. The success of mobile telecoms is all the more stunning because most infrastructure in Africa is basically rubbish. In fact, this road is a key piece of infrastructure, not just for Kenya, but the whole of East Africa. And here's the problem. Mobile coverage is excellent all the way along, but the road is not excellent. In fact, in some places, it's not really a road. Despite millions of pounds worth of aid, Kenya's political elite never quite got round to finishing it. But with mobile infrastructure, it's different. All you need are masts, generators and a licence, and you can bypass the kleptocracy and just get on with it. And that's what they've done. It's not often that we get an elephant on a Newsnight piece.
Not very.
He's a big one. He is incredibly close. My next stop is in farming country, the hills around Machakos.
The land
Yeah.
is not good for farming
It looks really green though. I mean,
because it has been raining. 2 months it has been raining. By February, this place is going to be very dry.
that means for farmers like Benjamin Ikombo, getting a fair market price for their crops is crucial. Up to now, he's been at the mercy of the middleman, but not anymore.
So now I can just get prices straight from the mobile. Now, for example, I've now written the word tomatoes.
Yeah,
Then I send the message
I see.
to the network, see whether we shall get the answer.
I'm going deeper anyway.
There you are. They have answered. Let's
So now
check.
it's giving us the price.
It has given. Let's see what is there now. In Nairobi, it is 2,350. And the Kitale, we have 1,000 Kenya shillings.
So there's a massive price difference.
It's very massive. Where we can see Nairobi, it is twice as much.
Before this service started, he wouldn't have had a clue about the price. So, almost overnight, there's a radical change in the economics of farming. This has become the middleman, really, hasn't it?
This is my middleman. I do not have to depend on the middleman to tell me the price.
Time to hit Nairobi. It is, as they always say in travelogues, a city of contrasts. You've got foreign banks, flash cars and shiny buildings. But behind it all, an economy and a ruling elite that runs on patronage, state ownership and foreign aid. It's good. I came here to meet June Arunga. That's worth 10 bob. That's worth 10 bob in English bob, to be honest. She's part of a rising generation of Kenyans who see the mobile revolution as a model for what should happen to the rest of the economy. This is bartering on an Olympic scale. What they want is to let market forces rip so that all the vibrancy and energy of small business people like these can be matched by things like running water or electricity.
Why are we still trying to figure out how the government could better provide water services when they haven't been able to in the last 60 years? Why are we still trying to figure out how the government could better provide healthcare services when they haven't been able to do that all these years with aid money? Why are we still talking about the model that has failed us when we have this model that we can see work like magic overnight? So if the model could be replicated, because we've seen that it works, the potential is just enormous.
What stops the model being replicated?
Politics.
Everybody here agrees politics is tainted with corruption and tribal patronage. But behind that, there's a pervasive system of small-scale deference. And it's that, she says, that's breaking down.
Somebody is always lording it over you. What the mobile phone has done for many people, whether they work for a small business or they live with a relative or whatever, is it's given them the chance to walk away because they now have an office. Other people can find them and they can provide services to these people. That's what the mobile phone has done for people. Allowed them to be able to own themselves and bargain, walk away, because you are your own person and other people can reach you.
I've never been a big fan of kind of technological determinism where, you know, technology change brings this great change in society. I've always been a bit sceptical about that, but I'm beginning to see what you mean.
Were you a big skeptic of fire and the wheel and all these other things? Because all of that was technology.
But are you saying that this is as big as fire and the wheel and maybe the railway?
Yes.
Yes.
I am saying that. It's a huge leap for people.
What's up, y'all?
To get a glimpse of just how huge, I forced myself to brave the bling of Nairobi's club scene. Now, for me, what's going on here goes to the very heart of how technology might be about to change Africa. Come and have a look. Thank you. I've blagged my way into an awards ceremony for Kenyan rap. Hi, can you help me through that, please? Okay, thank you. Hosted by MTV, sponsored by mobile phone giant Motorola. Kenyans have been voting for the artists on show tonight via text message.
Yes, how are you, sir? Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, enjoy your drink. Very nice.
OK, there are a lot of rich kids present, but if it were only them, MTV would not be interested. This is the start of mass consumer culture, and just like in Britain, it all revolves around mobile phones.
Okay, great. This MTV Alert Motorola event has a mobile component that's absolutely critical. We've marketed through the mobile handset. We've run competitions where you could SMS in to win a VIP experience to this event.
How big an impact is digital communications going to have on this continent?
As much of an impact as a change in a democratic leadership. I mean, I fundamentally believe that it's about being able to it's unleashing so many economic opportunities for people who could never communicate before. It's amazing. I can go to my village and my grandmother has a mobile phone. I can call her from London.
So this dream of development through technology and investment is taking root in Africa, but not everywhere. Kibera, Africa's biggest slum. It's a short drive from all the bling and glamour, but a world away. This is where the rap music comes from, but here most people do not have mobile phones. Just surviving is the priority, but even here you can feel the impact of the mobile revolution. What I've come here to see is how the telecoms revolution is changing grassroots politics. Marcy Kadanyeka is a community organiser here. The main problem she's organising against is forced eviction.
They go to chief's office, they pay a bribe, and definitely they'll come and evict you. They have a group called youth wingers, strong men who usually come and take off your door, window, or roof, and then you remain like that, they throw your things out. That's eviction.
Every one of the 50,000 people living up against this railway line lives in fear of the bulldozers. And for years, each shantytown in Nairobi would have faced this problem in isolation. But mobile phones have changed all that.
From all over Nairobi, we had a meeting, and out of that they just told us that in case of anything, if we see a bulldozer around, we call all people using mobile phones and then we lie along the areas that they were to evict.
So, political flash mobbing arrives in Kenya. The mere fact that there's a network linking people across the depths of abject poverty shows how quickly technology can change things, even at the micro level. It's time to journey to the edge of the mobile network. We head down into the Great Rift Valley, not the tourist bit full of safari jeeps, but the bit where the Maasai scrape a living on what's left of their ancestral land.
You're going to see the bottom of the valley, beautiful acacia trees.
These are acacia trees.
These are the acacia trees, yeah.
Well, this is incredible. I'm right at the bottom of the Rift Valley, and not only do I still have mobile access, I've even got the mobile internet, so I could Google anything I want to know about this place, and soon so could the people who live here. This is where Daniel had brought me to see how people live untouched by telecoms. But things have changed. Hello.
Fine.
I'm Paul.
I'm Lucy.
Nice to meet you. Does anybody around here have a mobile phone?
Yeah, I have one.
You have one?
Yeah. Let me bring.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, mobile. Yeah.
Lucy Ndalai is a teacher in a Maasai village. What difference has it made?
Great difference. Those who are looking after the cattle,
Right.
I bought them one.
You bought a mobile for the herdsman.
Yeah. And then I talk to him. When I'm verified, tell him, hello, how is my cattle? How are my goats? And he says, they are very fine. They are very fine. And they can speak in our mother tongue.
So that's important to you to
Very
know.
important to know how the cattle are and how safe the children are in the village.
If you don't have electricity, how do you charge the mobiles?
We charge them using solar.
All right.
We have the solar panels.
About how many people have the mobile phone?
In our village, I can say half. And let's say all the men, they have the mobile. Men.
Men have the mobiles.
Yeah.
What a surprise.
The men, they have the mobile, and don't forget they are not learned. They never went to school.
Does the fact that you've got the SMS texting help you with improving literacy in a village like where you come from?
They don't know how to read, but some I can now write in my vernacular.
Yeah.
They can pick words from the vernacular.
But it
Can
doesn't do
write
predictive text in my side.
Yeah, I can put in my text here. I can speak with somebody in the text using Maasai.
Really?
Yeah,
Has there been anything negative?
not really much, but small issues, maybe of quarrels between a husband and a wife, because sometimes somebody else can call the wife and the husband says, how did you get that number? And they could fight there. And they're also getting that technology from their brains now. They know how to look and find who called you.
You don't fear that it might change Maasai society so much?
Not really, nothing.
It's just, the Maasai are just going to take it on board and carry on living just as they are?
Yes.
Even though they're getting just the most up-to-date technology in the world?
They are still Maasais.
So Lucy's village became the journey's end. This is it, the mobile phone frontier. I'd come to see what life is like without telecoms, but that's fast becoming impossible. Making this journey has been like travelling through a corridor of progress, and while it may seem facile to say that these things are causing it all, wherever you find them, you do find economic development and social change, and it's starting to happen in many parts of Africa. This is Africa's first digital generation. Ciao, bye-bye. I don't know if it will use technology to leapfrog a whole century in a decade, but at least, one way or the other, the rest of the world will hear its voice.